It is Her to You, and welcome to Wednesday's Random. So, it's been a little minute. It's been about like a month or so since I've been in front um of you guys solo, like really solo. I took the month of February just to um Black History Month, and I wanted to, like I always want to, is to highlight Black women. So I took the time to do that by interviewing um, interviewing different Black women in business, and also creating a little um, creating a little disturbance with the red flag topic, and having a couple females get on and speak about their experience with red flags, which then we ended going live with Jazz to discuss it. And like I said, if you were there, then you know how that all went, and it was a good time. So, but I'm back now. I'm back on Wednesdays Random on my solo, for right now, But, um, before I get into the topic of Wednesdays Random, I do want to say that, if you're new, if you're new to the channel, first of all, thank you. Hey, hi, whatever. Not whatever. I'm sorry. If you're new, that is literally what happens here, random stuff. And then if you've been here for a while, just to catch you up again, like Wednesday's random was Wednesday random started because, as a way of me just being able to um start a healing journey, of me being able to sit in front of a camera and record myself speaking on my life, things that are going on in my life, my journey, topics, random things um, that have come across me being on this healing journey, things that I have a hard time really, articulating with my friends. So it just is therapeutic for me to just be able to just speak it out, to just be able to talk it out. So, and this is what birth Wednesdays Random is, me being able to go through my healing journey of childhood trauma, and being able to just freely just express myself and be myself and be authentic to me. Because one thing about trauma boxes you in. Trauma keeps you inside yourself, because it tells you this isn't normal, and everyone's life isn't like this, and you're not the same and stuff. So, but once you understand, or once you come to a point like I did, once I came to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something different, then this is what my different was. After going to counseling and stuff like that, this was another outlet for me to just be able to express myself. And with that being said, I will be making an announcement very soon, um, probably like in the last 2 weeks of this month, actually of March, to kind of put everything into perspective of what this whole journey has been, what this whole Wednesday Random has been. I'll be announcing. I'll call it a project. Well, I'll call it a finale. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what's going to be next for Wednesday's Random, so I won't say a finale. I'll just say, um, let me see. We can call it a catalyst. We can call it a, what do they call, a climax? Yeah, let's do that. Like in the movies, you know what I'm saying? A climax, because after that, then we will start. We'll start to see the fruit of that and what that bears, and it may be something different. So, um, but we are on the Her to You podcast, and this segment is Wednesdays Random. If you have not followed me, I also am doing a Her to Him, where I am speaking to my future, like my future husband, my future him, my future whatever. I started that to do the same thing, to just be able to express myself, like on this on this journey, it gets a little lonely, you know what I mean? Lonely in the sense of there's so many things that are exciting things and crazy things that are happening and new things that I'm learning. And it would just be nice to share that with someone else other than my homegirls or other than my friends, other than my family. You know what I mean? It would be nice to just be like, yo, and to um be with someone as that transition continues, as I continue to grow and grow and grow, um, mentally, you know what I'm saying? And for us to see that growth. So I did that as a way to just, have fun and being creative and being able to talk to, him. So yeah. So all that's been going on. So I guess that's a little catching you guys up that I have actually been working behind the scenes always, trying to figure this thing out. My journey um is still one. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on it. This is a constant learning process. So that brings me up to the topic. So the topic is about choices. Um, One thing that I have been dealing with lately, and this is the reason why, again, randomly that wanted to discuss this, is because deciding to become different, deciding to heal, deciding to make a change in your life is literally a daily choice. You have to wake up and continue to make that choice. And that's where I'm at. Um, that's where I'm at. I don't know if it's different, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else, which I feel like it would be different because then it becomes a habit and then you start to form that habit, right? So with me in this process, I'm breaking habits and I'm breaking thoughts and I'm breaking cycles and stuff like that. So with me breaking all these things, um it's a daily decision that I still have to make because I like my comfort. I do like my comfort. um I do. So it's it's a struggle some days and some days it's not a struggle. So basically, I used to think that once I decided to do better and live my life right, then every day after that, like it would just be that way, right? Because I decided that day, like, okay, boom, you know, because you know how the thing is, if you know better, you do better, right? So I'm like, okay, I know better now. I know this now, so now it's just gonna happen. But what I came to find out is that I have habits too. I have habits that I've formed that are comfortable, that are very comfortable, or not, or habits that I do without even thinking. So it's like, okay, and those things I didn't acknowledge um, until it started getting on my nerves. Like, why do I keep making this decision? Or why do I keep doing this? Or why do I keep responding this way? And it's because those things, I'm not giving them the time that I'm supposed to give them. I'm not giving that area the real intentions that I need to actually change that. So, oh, let me see. So, for example, like when one thing that I decided for myself is I wanted to create different habits for myself as far as, let's say, um, me working out. So I know that I like working out early in the morning. That is that is when I can be accountable. Like that is when I can really do it. If I wait until later on in the day, one, I have an attitude. So if I'm gonna have an attitude while I walk in there, like I'm not gonna be good to myself mentally because I'm like, girl, you don't have to do all those reps. You don't have to. You can just hurry, just get this done and get it over with. And then I have social anxiety. Like I don't like a lot of people around. So, because I like to be kind of zoned out, and when there's a lot of people and they're just crowding the equipment, um, I don't like that. I like going in. I go in with a mindset of what I'm doing, and there's a few people there, then I could deal with one person maybe having to do their set and then me going on. But when you're dealing with so many people and crowds of people, it's just irritating. So one thing that I told myself is, okay, well, you know, you have to work at this time, so then this is the time that you have to go work out, and that's at 5 o'clock in the morning, which I actually love. I actually love working out at 5 o'clock in the morning because, and even earlier, if I could do it. I like working out at that time because it allows me um it allows me what I need. Like, it's quiet when I go out to my car. Like, everybody is just still, like there's not a lot going on. So it just settles me. And then when I go to the gym, the people that are working out at 5 o'clock in the morning are there to actually work out. So they're not bothering you, they're not staring at you, they're not crowding you, none of that. They're barely speaking. Actually, now because I've been going there, they do, people that I see on regular, yeah, hey, and we keep it pushing, which that's as far as I can go. I can take that. So, so that's one thing that I have been really trying to drill in, because that's a habit that I want to create. Like, I want to create that as my lifestyle, as me getting up and getting my workout in early in the morning. So, but I get up at 4. So I get up at 4 to pray and meditate and stuff like that. And like, that whole routine is something every morning, because when I get up, my alarm goes off at 3:30, and I'm like, in my head, it's just like, go to sleep, go to sleep, because you don't really have to do this. Like, you don't have to do this. And that internal fight is the worst. That is the fight with yourself is the worst. And that's why I said that it's a daily decision that I have to constantly make to choose the better me, right? Because each day that I do that what I'm supposed to do, I know that there's something down the line waiting for me. You know what I mean? And it's just preparation. Like, I don't know what's going to come out of me making sure I stay accountable to myself. Like, I don't know what's down the line. And that's the part where I'm talking about growth within me, is I'm starting to realize that, like, yo, there's something else that's out there. One, that you want, and two, that you don't know. You know what I mean? Because God's plans, we can never think of. Like, we can never fathom what God has for us. So in the meantime, while you being disciplined and you preparing yourself, you have no idea what lays ahead. And again, that sounds great, right? That sounds great. Because if I heard that, I'm like, you right, I need to get up. But in that hour, at 3:30 in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning, because let me tell y'all, last night I went to sleep. My alarm went off at 3:30. I feel like I closed my eyes and my alarm went off again. It was 4 o'clock. And I was like, I'm talking about, I was like, I know I'm tripping. Like, I know I'm tripping. And so that was one of the hardest. This morning was like the hardest times, because I'm like, girl, you gotta get up. I'm like, I don't want to get up. But at that point, there is no 5 minutes. There's no snooze. It's get up right then and there. Matter of fact, you're late. You know what I mean? So I had to get up, pray, and then go into my office to pray, read, meditate, because I do devotion, I pray, I journal, and I read. Like, I read a couple pages out of my book, and then I meditate. I meditate, and then I get ready for the gym. So ideally, I love it, right? Ideally, I love it. And I love it when it's done, right? I love when it's done, because then I feel accomplished. I feel like I've done a lot in my day. I feel like I've accomplished a lot in my day, and my day hasn't truly started. Um, but it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. It's a struggle to choose that. So even beyond that, like we went to this church. We went to go see Darius Daniels, his Change Atlanta Sunday. And he had talked about how, you know, let me see, I'm gonna mess this all up. His sermon was about David and Goliath, and he was saying how David still went to go, like, even when he went to go play for the king or work for the king, he still went home to serve his father. And he was just saying that, like, even though, like, um, you may be in a higher situation, you might still be required to go and serve and do other things, because God isn't, like, you're not ready yet to fully step into your potential. Because he was talking about, like, like your mouth, like your responses. And that's what I thought about as well. Like, yeah, you're right. So that's another thing, like, I need to work on, because if I want to project being, and I'm not gonna front, like, I do want to be a positive person. I want to have a positive outlook on things. I want to be able to respond to situations without emotion and logic. You know what I mean? Like, and to really weigh what is important for me to address. Like, is this important for me to really address, or is it not? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything isn't a nuck if you buck. You know what I'm saying? Situation. Like, there are times where, especially like in this time right now, it is better to just kind of walk away. But I don't be in situations where, I'm not saying I don't be in situations where I gotta fight, where it's rah rah land. It's situations where people continue to think that they can play with you. You know what I mean? People close to you think that they can continue to just play with you in your face, and you're just like, okay, all right. And I want to be able to be cool. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Without having that emotional attached to it, because I'd be like, I need to address this. I need to talk about this. I need to say this. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I don't. I really don't. I don't need to address everything that comes my way. I do need to watch my tongue and not be able to put myself in situations that are going to create a divide with whoever. Like, but I'm telling you, this journey is a constant journey. It's a constant learning set. It's a constant learning thing. And but I will say this. Making a daily choice. At first, I'll say this. At first, when it started, I felt like that was the harder decision. Like, that was the hardest decision. Because I'm like, because it's right there. It's right there in the moment. It's present. And you got to decide to do right. So I always felt like that was the hardest decision. Like, I don't want to do it. But what made me really humble to the fact that it is a daily decision is the fact that, we take advantage of time. We take advantage of thinking that we got time to right our wrongs, that we got time to treat people a certain way, that we got time to not choose us. that we got time to, you know what I'm saying? One more day. Or we got one more day. Like, when we all know that's one thing we don't got. Two, life isn't promised. That next day isn't promised us. It's really not. It's really not. So it brought me all the way back to my childhood being taught that, like, having gratitude for the day. You know what I'm saying? For a day that I've been listening to Slim Thug like crazy, and in his song called "Walk in My Shoes," the Hamiltons, it plays them, and they do a prayer, and it was like, God, thank you for this day that I haven't even seen. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't meant to have. Something like that. But still, and that, just being able to say that and understand that, bringing those things back to me now, um, is it's humbling, and it's like, you know what, you're right. I have these 24 hours right now. Like, so what are you gonna do in those 24 hours? Even though I will take a nap. Let me tell you something. I do believe in balance. I do believe in balance. Like, I do. I believe there is grind time, but I do believe in a nap. I am there. I am there. I'm not going to front. So, but I've been showing up. Like, I have been showing up when I'm supposed to. Um I have been making moves, doing things that I didn't think I could do. I don't think I could do. And that is the benefit of taking it day by day. Taking it day by day. I used to always be just, okay, in the future, this is this. So then I would think I had that time. Like, okay, I'll change it here, I'll do it here, I'll do it here. But now that I am attempting, and I'm processing my days as that is the time that I have right now, then it puts things into a whole different perspective. It makes me look at things totally different. Like, nah, mm-mm, nah, just go and get that done. Go ahead and take care of that. Get this out of the way. So, but I'm still learning. I am. I'm definitely still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still trying to process all these different things that are happening. Like, it just don't be one thing at a time. It just be so many things, and that's why I got into meditating. My friend Shanae and my dad keep telling me about meditating, so I was like, yeah, because I don't know if anyone's like me, but my thoughts be running. My thoughts be running and going and going and going. And meditation. um Now listen, I will not act like I am a guru out here, because I be thinking all type of thoughts at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, Lord forgive me, Jesus. I do. I do, actually. I do. But I reel them back in. Some days, I ain't even gonna front. Some days I can get through my meditation time with being able to reel myself back in. And some days that thought, baby, just be running. And I'd be like, listen, Lord, you know your child, okay? You gonna have to come and snatch this thought in my head, cause baby. But yeah, so one day at a time. Choose yourself daily. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Um, from the time that I started Wednesdays Random, or even thought about starting Wednesdays Random, um, I know I'm in two different places. I know I'm in two different places. Mentally, physically, spiritually, I know I'm in two different places. Um, but I'm also at a place to know that I'm nowhere where I need to be. Like, I'm not where I need to be. Mm-mm. No. but I give myself grace. That's one thing that I have to learn how to do on a day to day, right? Because I'm gonna mess up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mess up on my day to day. I'm gonna mess up. There might be a decision that I just don't want to make because ugh, I just don't want to make it because I just want to. Because I know my comfort level. Like I don't want to do that. And so I immediately beat myself up. I am like my worst critic. So that's the thing I have to find. That's the thing I find balance and still kind of struggle with it. But my balance is this: is because I beat myself up, then I know that that's me fighting for myself, right? So I tell myself that, like, girl, get it done because you already know you're gonna feel a type of way, so you might as well do it. And other times when I don't do it, I be like, I allow myself to get beat up for a little bit. They be all in my stomach, like, and then I'd be like, yo, okay, I let me up, let me up, let me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me up because I didn't make the decision. That time has passed. Okay, so I give myself grace. Like, listen, next time, you're gonna have to do what you gotta do because that's another day. You know what I'm saying? You pushing yourself further back. So I have to play mind tricks with Debo pretty much sometimes. But man, that's just this life, man. It's just so wild how and that's just with everybody. The more and more like I've introduced myself or network with other people, we've all life has just traumatized us all. Life has traumatized us all, and um we've all been through things. We've all been through things in life, and even with that, I'm not there yet. I'm not really there yet, but with that understanding, I need to be really giving grace to other people. And I'm not there yet. And the reason why I'm not there yet and why I'm so hard is because of my like of what I've been through. And I know that's such oxymoron. It's not right, right? It doesn't make any sense, but it makes perfect sense because I always felt like I had to fight for myself. That's always been the position that I've been in. Like I've always had to fight for myself when I was young, to now, which now as an adult, you like that's what you got to do, right? But as a kid, you shouldn't have to fight that hard. Like I shouldn't have to fight that hard. And I know, and my heart goes out to all the other kids who this is really their life. They have to fight for themselves. They have to fight for their survival. They have to fight for their sanity. They have to fight every single day. And people don't give you grace because it's like, well, you a kid, you ain't really going through nothing. You a kid, you ain't really going through nothing. So you have to constantly fight for your story. You have to fight for your rights or whatever, right? And to not be heard, right? Um so I feel like I've survived all of that by the grace of God. I feel like I've survived all of that. So when I'm at the place where I'm at and I hear other people going through things, then I'm hard on them. Like, yo, come on, you da 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 da. But I need to be a little tender. I do. I need to be a little. I need to extend grace. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not there yet. I wouldn't say I'm mean to them in that situation. Like when they're going through things, I'm just like, you got to, it's like, how E.T., like how he be, it's kind of like that a little bit, but it's not, it's kind of like that. So but I do have to be a little tender and give grace. Um, and that's again, that's so like I said, I'm not where um, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not I don't look like what I you know what I'm saying? So that's a true testament. So I appreciate being in the position that I am in. Um, and I just know I have a lot this road, to go, and I just hope that God gives me it so that I could be a testimony for other people, so that I could really give hope to other women, other black women to heal, like to really find and just and choose this. Choose you, choose healing, choose all of that because it's available. Like it really is available. One thing I used to not think that. I didn't. I used to think that I would have to just carry this burden forever by myself, and once I started opening up again on Wednesdays Random, like once I really started opening up and just expressing myself and just randomly, like I said, on topics. And all these topics are part of my journey, are part of my healing. But once I started doing this, oh my God, like just even getting the feedback from other women, like, yo, I've been through this. And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine going through something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and then just being surrounded by just a love and everything else. And like I've gotten, I've, I've gotten some negativity or whatever, but I don't really pay too much of that because that's the world we live in, right? That's just the world we live in. People are just cruel and whatever, but that's not my business. My business is to heal for me. Business is to heal for me and my generation. Like I'm trying to break generational curses with me and my child. And that's a decision too because if it ain't gonna be her, it's gonna be the grand jail because she's in that teenage stage and baby. But I just want to be able to, all jokes aside though, for real though, we're the first, me and her will be the first generational difference, you know what I'm saying, in our bloodline. And so, being the first to do something, we know how that is. You know what I mean? We know how that is. It looks crazy. It looks weird. It looks whatever. Because people could be looking at this like, no, you know. But years down the line, like, this is something that my child, her kids, my, what I'm saying, so on and so on, could look forward to and hear my voice and hear me speak and hear what I've been through and choose to do something different. So that may be exactly what this is for. But while I'm breathing, while I'm able to live on this earth, and regardless of what is happening in the world and going all around, I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to choose to live. I'm going to choose to have people around me that are on the same thing. And that's just that. There's no more of that extra stuff. There is no more of that. And that's vice versa. Like um choosing the people that are around you and who needs to be around you is the same way. Like I'm gonna choose not to be in certain circles. And like I said, I'm not gonna be offended if they don't choose me because I'm not for everybody. And that's fine. I'm not for everybody. I'm not here for everybody. I'm here for what I'm supposed to be. I'm telling God to move me because sis ain't made good decisions. Ain't made good decisions in different circles. Nah. So obviously, the choice needs to be with you because I'm not doing right. So just give me discernment. I just ask for discernment that I'm not recycling the same relationships, that I'm not recycling the same situations, that I'm not constantly going around and round and round and round and round. Because again, the definition of insanity, and I ain't trying to be, my mind has to be very, my mind is precious at this point, and um, I need it. I need it to unlock my purpose, and everything that I need is within me and it's in there. So it's time to just, it's time to get it. And getting it is getting out of these old habits, getting out of these old ways, and getting uncomfortable. So that is it for Wednesday's random. I know that's a little serious from what last month we had a good time last month and everything, but this is what Wednesday's random is. Again, like that's why I brought it up in the beginning. Wednesday's random is about my healing journey from childhood trauma. It's about me randomly being able to just speak about the things um that I ponder on during the week. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. And stay tuned. Stay tuned to all the new things going on with Her to You, the Her to You podcast, the Her to Him. We got some new things coming up. I got some new partnerships happening, new projects. And it's so it's so wild because I used to be so stuck on like followers and likes and all that. Like nothing's gonna happen for me until I get all this stuff. But it's actually happening without all that stuff. And I appreciate it. That's how, come on, that's God's work. That really is God's work. So stay tuned. Again, like, comment, and share, and be on the lookout. In about 2 more weeks for my announcement. All right, guys, have a good one.